everybody? Welcome. Another episode, Coldest of Takes, coming to you live. Gonna be doing a nice recording here tonight to end off the year. So I'm gonna page John in. We're gonna get right to it. Sipping on some Dr. Pepper tonight. Might bring up the computer. Thinking. Here's what I'm thinking, man. What's that doing? Yeah, sure. Whatever. All right, we're gonna get John here. This is what the podcast life is, yeah. All right, so here we go. We're gonna get right to it. Appreciate it. John, how are you tonight, my dude?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Oh, dude, I'm doing great, man. It's nice to talk to you. It's been a little minute.
Yes, it has.
We've knocked over a holiday and everything, and I just I'm glad to talk to you tonight, and I hope everything's going well with you, your loved ones, and your family, and you guys had a happy holiday.
Yes.
So, John, I'm thinking of you always, and thinking of the listeners, and I'd like to welcome everybody to the Coldest of Takes podcast. And I'm Mike, and you follow me on Twitter at st_catzer. John, my guy, why don't you let the people know where you're at? And I have a little holiday message for the people.
So, I am John. I am your host from California over here, originally from Mass there with my buddy Mike, John J. Matt on Twitter, Instagram, Johnny Wick. And the Coldest of Takes, found everywhere. Like, you can't even listen to a podcast. So, you can't get rid of us. You just can't, like, they're everywhere. So, there it is. But, Mike, speaking of.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Speaking of the podcast and everything, I want to take this time and thank each and every listener, because without the listener, we wouldn't know if people are actually listening to the podcast. I mean, it's not we're not the biggest podcast in the world, but we have crossed borders. If you catch my drift here.
What do you mean? What do you mean borders? Like pissing people off because we're the Coldest of Takes, or?
Well, probably a little bit of that, but we, a little filibustering is always good to find the proper facts here. We have listeners in 16 other countries. This podcast is based in America. I'm out in Massachusetts. John's out in California. We're two guys who love to talk sports and life. We've grown up together. We've been best friends since preschool. We're two buddies.
True.
We're two buddies shooting the shit, but we're also very thankful to be, sharing this passion, I guess, of podcasting. And so it's cool. It's always cool to see, where it is on a, global side of thing. Even if we're not we're not shooting for the stars here with the biggest of podcasts, but so yes.
What countries are we talking about here?
So countries. So in order from countries that have listened to the least to the countries that have listened to the most, we got Singapore, we got Australia, we got Israel, we got Sweden, we got Germany, Malaysia. Yep. Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Denmark. The Philippines.
Wow, what's Denmark? The Philippines, okay.
Yep. Love to see it. We also have Italy.
Of course.
Then we get Russia.
Hell yeah.
Canada.
Of course.
the UK,
All right.
India.
I'm just kidding. Love you guys. India. Jesus Christ, that's the most people.
No, almost. We're getting to the top of the list. Almost.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
well, like we're in America, so obviously the top of the list, is gonna be in America. Low key, it would have been cool if it was like 50% America and like 30% somewhere else. Like that would have been cool. But so in the top three, we're at the top three. So America's number one. So essentially, we're at the top two. In the number 3 spot, we have Guam.
That's right. That's right. I've been recruiting Guam very hard, Mike. My intern and I have been doing a lot of work in the marketing area of Guam. So
A lot of
shout out to
research.
Guam. Yes.
And shout out to every listener. And then shout out to the runner up here is Ireland. So we
No, now you're just messing with me.
no,
Stop it.
no, I wouldn't.
No.
I'm telling you, it's they break it down by percentage listened. So it's United States, then Ireland for our podcast, which I would say is probably a good omen going into 21. So we would just like to thank everybody, and this is the Coldest of Takes, and like John said, at John J Pad, available everywhere, podcast.
Yeah, please. And I joke about a couple of countries once in a while, but thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
I love you guys. Yes, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will say this though, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
We got the German, we got the German, we got the Italian for you. We got Ireland coming in number 2. I gotta call out my Polacks, my Polish people. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
right?
dude. They'll
listen to podcast, guys.
Yeah, right. Like get it together. They'll be in the list 2021. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk the Irish up quite a bit. Like I've been there, so it's a
dude. How goddamn awesome would St. Patrick's Day be this year if they just opened it up like a week or like a couple of days right before March 17th? Can you imagine how crazy, or like right before Mardi Gras?
Bro, that's
how
the dream.
Crazy people would go.
If
everything just opened back up, automatic cure, Mike. It's already gone.
Yeah, that's the dream, bro.
Wouldn't that be amazing though? Because I do believe that people would get back to being better. Like, yeah, let's get hammered together, let's party, let's have a good time. I miss it, Mike. And the reason I bring that up, okay.
Well, okay.
Just let me.
Okay, I got one for you to think about to marinate.
Go ahead.
So the roaring, the Great Depression, right? Like, you got it, or no, not the Great Depression. The Spanish flu. The Spanish flu. There you go. You got to go through something. Yes. You're with me. You got to go through something, and then the decade, it's something terrible, and out of the struggle comes like a triumph. So like, eventually we'll see this thing through. It may not be for a little while longer, but eventually we'll get there.
Yes, we will. And I truly do believe that, Mike. I believe that in all my heart. We'll get through this, guys. We had the holiday seasons. We're good. We all realize that we don't always need to be around people, so let's make everything more of a special occasion. I think that's the way I want to look at it, Mike.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Everything now becomes a better special occasion when you see loved ones, family, friends, whatever it may be for you. It's always going to be now a more special occasion.
Yeah, no.
So
I
like that. That's where we're looking to 2021. And obviously, we're all going to party on St. Patrick's Day. Best way we can.
Oh, hell yeah. Shout out to the Irish people coming in the 2 spot.
Ireland hates St. Patrick's Day. It's an American holiday.
They're everything's commercialized, Hallmarkism. Bro, it's crazy. Like, coming off the Christmas holiday, and, a lot of those old-timey cartoons, especially like Santa, a lot of it's like based around commercialization and stuff, and it's crazy how the stuff that's going on, back then in the 50s and 60s and stuff is still some of the same stuff going on today. It's absolutely wild. But yeah, I don't know. I was just.
Mike, I got a question. I got a question for you about Christmas, okay? Because normally you and I do a nice Christmas Eve together. Because again, shout out our Italian listeners.
That's right.
Because Christmas Eve is the most important night of the holiday for Italians. And let me tell you something about Mrs. Katzen. She puts on a goddamn great spread. I mean, let's call a spade here. I mean, she's putting out a spread. Wonderful. Shout out Mrs. K. And it's great. And we love it. We always exchange gifts. So my question to you, Mike, is what is, I don't want to say the best gift. I want to say what gift stood out to you? Because I got a couple here on a couple of different levels. And I'm glad to even have a couple of examples right now. So what do you got for me? What was the one that you were like, this is functional. This is the best one. This is the one I like the most. It doesn't have to cost anything. It's just more of just a general idea about it. What do you got?
I think this year's been pretty wild overall with how things been, and going through situations is tough to do by yourself. But I've been pretty lucky to have someone in my life that means a lot to me, and that's obviously my girlfriend. And
there it is.
So what she did is she took it's basically like a tree stump from a birch tree, and it's like she smoothed it out, she painted it, and she imprinted like a picture on this wood, and then like transferred the ink from like a paper onto this wood, and I had to do all these special things, and then she painted it. Yeah, it was pretty intense. It was like pretty heartfelt thing.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was wicked cool. It's like a picture. It's a picture of us from like New Year's Eve a couple of years ago, and it's cool. It's like a thing you can do. It's like you could transfer like a picture from a piece of paper on to like some like wood by like a series of wetting, re-wetting techniques and all these things. And she painted it full, established 2017 on the bottom. It looks like it looks like a old timey portrait type thing. It's wicked. It's wicked cool, and it was definitely one of the coolest things I've ever gotten ever. So yeah, that's it for sure for me.
So, Mike, I got a functional one, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the best gift was one I gave. All right. I did get one in return that was awesome. It's an office share for me because I work from home now from my girlfriend. But on the idea of girlfriends, so I got her one, Mike, and I crushed it. All right. It's our first Christmas together for everybody who's listening. Okay?
Right. So you got her office chair?
No. She got me an office chair. Okay.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
That was one of the gifts she gives to me. So one of the gifts I gave to her because we wanted functional, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm riding.
So she is one of those people who's incredibly cold. Now, she grew up in Texas. She lives in California. I don't understand what the hell she's talking about. It's like 40 degrees, like maybe a slight breeze in the morning for like 30 minutes at like 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? Like, it's not cold. Like, cold, and you and I know cold. And it's not like being a hard ass about cold. It's just some people don't know cold, So they think that that's cold. Okay, Mike, we can solve problems here, right?
Right.
Now, what does everybody love? Okay? Going to a hotel and being in the fluffy towels and the bathrobes, right?
Yeah, but do they like that in the pandemic times?
Oh, not now, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I'm riding with you. I'm in there. I'm in the moment.
Yeah, in general, everybody loves the fluffy towels and the bathrooms. Okay, they're great. Now, you want to have those at your house, right? The fluffiest of ones, So I got her a bathrobe with the University of Texas on it. Hook 'em horns apparently is what they say.
Right.
Is Texas back, Mike? We may never know.
Well, bro, did they have their bowl game the other night?
Yeah, we watched it yesterday. Julie and I watched it yesterday.
Yeah. How'd that turn out?
They won. It was fantastic. So she was happy. It was great.
That's good. But, and you've gotten her other UT stuff, and now Texas is a big time school. She went there. For the people that don't know,
big time school, Mike. Pretty smart school for the people out there. Depending on where you go to, it's huge. Mike.
Big time, they say.
So point being, Mike, was I got her the bathrobe with that because she was cold in the morning. Went over as a great gift. Gotta love that, right?
Hell yeah. When
it goes over well, that's a good gift. Now, Mike, my personal best gifts were socks and underwear from my mother because those are things I don't usually buy for myself and forget that I actually need them.
Well,
that's what a mom is for.
Nah. Socks is the best thing. Everybody, if you aren't getting socks on Christmas, it's like somewhere something
your family hates you.
Has
your family hates you.
I give out some great socks. Socks on Christmas. There's nothing better than a fresh pair of socks on Christmas. Nothing better. When you're younger, a lot of times you're like, what socks? Why am I getting socks? But when you're older, you're like, wow, there's so many cool different pairs of socks, and people love them.
Bro, my aunt all of a sudden one day found out about no free ads, but Bombas socks or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I've been getting them for 5 years, Mike, and they're great socks. I love every second about it.
That's good.
So I'm telling you, Mike, gotta get socks. Oh, and another one too for the lady listeners that always do. If your man likes to shave, get him a little Gillette can that he never picks up at CVS or Walgreens.
Right.
Because I'm always out of shaving cream, Mike, when I eat.
Yeah, but you're never buying that kind anyways.
And even the little ones, it's just 75-cent can. Just get him a little bit so he has it.
Yeah, spice up his life. He usually probably buys something different.
Got into it, Mike, because listen, I've been in a lady shower before, and there's a million things going on in there. It's actually like, when you go to like a fair, and there's stimulus, like overdose, there's lights, there's all this stuff going on. There's so many products in a female shower that I'm noticing. Again, people don't realize that I'm new to the girlfriend game, so I'm slowly integrating myself into it. But I've never seen someone involved.
Hey man, I mean, you only know how to take care of yourself with like a bar of soap, probably. Right. And you're the type of dude you would take that bar of soap, you would crumble pieces of the little tiny bar of soap and then put it in your hair. For shampoo.
It's Irish Spring. It's good for everything.
But no, man. I mean, John, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on in the shampoo world, the conditioner, all that stuff. It fills up the space. So, John, I'm surprised you haven't torn an ACL in the shower, hitting a bottle or something.
I mean, listen, I got enough trying to focus on if I need conditioner or shampoo or goddamn anything.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta crush up that Irish Spring, put it in your hair.
I was one thing in the shower and I'm not even kidding you. And I think a lot of people might be able to relate to this. Listen to us. I was a one thing in the shower person, so that's why I was so quick in the shower. It was soap. I just had soap, whether it be body wash or a bar of soap. That's what I had. I did not care about my hair. Also, probably why I don't have any hair. So I was just in
What's that?
That's face wash.
Oh, face wash? You got some face wash? I mean, that part cut out, so I missed it. I don't know if the listeners heard it, but I missed it.
But that's what I mean, Mike. So I ended up, I've upgraded to 2 right now. So that's what I got. All right, I got 2 things I use in the shower. We'll see if I get to another one, but that's my whole point was, just mess around, get a good gift, something functional for your friend's family, whatever. My Target gift card. Are you kidding me? I had a
Useful.
But Mike, I had a $75 Target gift card. I went in yesterday. My bill was $156.
Man, I mean, that eases the burden.
And I know that that's like a thing that people talk about on the internet and everything, but like seriously, that's a thing in life though. Every single person goes to Target like, I don't need this. Like, I don't want to go. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, bro. I know exactly what you mean. Well, that's cool. Especially when you're getting stuff for yourself. I used so I go to Macy's like throughout the year,
There
right?
you go. There you go.
And
This is great, dude.
and I've had it for a while now. I've had like a Star Rewards. It's like changed. The name is changed like multiple times. So I basically have a credit card to Macy's, right? And so you buy your stuff to Macy's. Everyone knows how you know how credit card works. I don't have to explain that. But
Heard about it, yeah.
yeah, I heard about it once or twice. But they give you some rewards, and I had some money on their Star Rewards, and it was like 3 different coupons, three different like electronic coupons of varying prices, and you can only use like one at a time. So I bought a couple presents and I used some of the gift cards, but I had to go and use them at different times because you're only allowed to use one at a time. And that's what I found out by Macy's this holiday season. It's like you can only use one at this particular time. So it was like multiple trips to Macy's for a couple things. But it's always good to have a gift card. It's also good to get Target super useful, Amazon super useful.
Oh yeah.
Can't go wrong with that. Also to you gotta be saving up for the PlayStation 5 or something like that too.
Well, Mike, I think I've timed it right with the PS5, and I think this is going to transition well into what I want to talk about next. And you know what I want to talk about next about PMT is I'm saving up for the PS5 around April, May. Mike, are there a couple of special days around there? Maybe a couple of dirty 30s coming our way.
Yeah, get
a little
close.
PS5. Shout out to Kristen and Julie if you're listening. Just put it in your back pocket.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I mean, to be honest, bro, like
when the bugs are worked out, Mike, that's what I'm talking about. That's the reason why. So when the bugs are worked out, they put out the next version or the next wave of them.
Dude, it's not even
the good ones, Mike.
Dude, the people, the way it's been is you can't get your hands on the stuff that's already came out. So there's no shot that they're gonna be making a slimmer, different version of it anytime soon. Like the way I was thinking, it was gonna be like maybe February that we could get a console or something like that. But now you're talking April. Yeah, good. I hope, dude.
I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there for everybody.
Yeah, no, I hope, dude. That sounds pretty optimistic.
Specifically, maybe 2 people might listen to this one. Sorry about the other countries, but anyway, Mike, I learned something today.
Oh yeah, what's that?
I thought I knew anything about the gaming community, and I certainly did not. Shout out to the guys that part of my take. They had what was his name, Mike?
Tim.
I learned a bunch of shit.
Tim.
Yeah.
What'd you learn? Because I listened to the interview. What did you learn from Tim? What did old Timmy the Tap Man Tenders teach you?
Yeah, so shout out. What was his name again, Mike? I forgot.
Tim the Tap Man. He's a real cool dude. Did he teach you that like gaming, you don't always have to be the best, but you can't be the worst.
Right, but you can be funny.
Right.
And you can make a career out of this.
Right. I mean, he's been doing it for a long. He was doing it before Twitch was like really a thing, and now on Twitch, like he mentioned a lot about Twitch, but now there's people on. You could do anything on Twitch. Like you could have a cooking show on Twitch. You could have a stream of you like driving across the country. Like you could have live streamed that job when you drove across the country. Like think about that.
Mike, there is nothing worse than a masshole driving across country and driving into different states. Actually, that might have been entertaining to be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I was screaming at cars in like Indiana.
Oh
for
yeah.
going too slow on a highway with 5 people.
I bet.
You know what I mean? Like,
That would be wicked funny, bro. What I want to do in the future, like I want to get a better computer, and I want to get this game, bro. It's called Euro Truck Simulator. It's basically a game where you can pretty much drive any car you want, and you have like it's basically like Google Map. You could drive like any road, anything. Like I don't know if you've heard of Microsoft Flight Simulator, where you can basically like fly anywhere. Well, this is basically like you can drive anywhere, and
right. Yeah, I've heard the trains one too. For like if you want to like drive a subway or something, or drive
right.
across country.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this one, okay. This one is cars though, and cars and trucks,
that's your shit, Mike.
well, I think it'd be wicked fun to play. It would be like we get like a group, and you're supposed to like obey the rules of the roads and stuff, and we could go on like some crazy journey, live stream the whole thing on Twitch to be epic.
Now, Mike, in this simulation you're talking about here,
Mhm.
okay? Is it just you, or are you
No,
allowed to have
it's gonna be
in your car?
No, you would be in your own car. It'd be us versus like we're trying to get.
Us or just you, though?
No,
can I be your co-pilot?
No, you'd be your own pilot. You'd be driving your own car. Okay. You'd be next to me on the road. No, it's like we'd be like a motorcycle gang, but of cars.
Okay, because that was my thing, Mike. And my question to you was, well, if I could just say co-pilot, it's kind of like a Black Mirror thing, or like choose your own adventure thing. Like, what do I get to do? Do I get to on? Do I get to complain about having a piss? And then
it's not like a
25 miles.
It's not like an in-person simulation like that. That'd be an interesting game. Okay. That game would come out on like the Oculus Quest. That that thing that the 3D virtual reality thing. That's what that game would be on.
Right, and you get to pick your 3 co-pilots from your friends. Like, 2 are in the back seat, 1 is a co-pilot, and that's your journey. You pick a journey and then see how it goddamn goes.
Bro, I mean, you shouldn't.
Google already knows about you and everything that they want. All of the internet already knows about you. So let's put that personality to the test. See how well you would do car rides, like
Dang.
Don't
say that too loudly, bro. That game's probably out already, bro. You already said that. That game's out, bro. No, I don't know if that type of game is out or not. But if there's any developers listening, before you steal John's idea,
we're trademarking it. It's fine.
Yeah. Before you steal John's idea, make him a developer. Gaming companies, Ubisoft. If you're gonna develop that, call my boy John. We'll get you right.
Mike, think about it though. That's kind of the Oregon Trail for us now, right? That's my take, right?
Well, yeah. The game I'm describing is the Oregon Trail. You had to do more stuff. But I'm telling you, man, the game. It'd be hilarious, bro. It'd be like you. Oh man. If we ever got like better computers and we're streamers, like that's what if we were Tim the Tap Man, that's.
What we would do. Mike, what did you like about it? Because you're in the gaming world, and I'm on the outside, and it's not for any of us like trying to be contrary over here. It's like I just don't do games. So
well, to be honest, man, like gaming is a cool thing. It's definitely popped off more in the past couple of years, I would say, because especially because of the pandemic, people wanting to watch things
Hell yeah.
people are watching things more than ever before. So it's like it's gonna happen eventually. It's cool to see how Twitch has evolved in a way, and it's cool to see the gaming community evolve in a way. Uh, I think Tim. I think his story, like everyone has a unique story background, some more than others. I think definitely gaming has a negative effect on the community and streamers and certain things. But with a guy like Tim the Tapman, everything's largely positive. Like he gets a lot of flack for being maybe how he is sometimes, and people make fun of him a lot. But the dude has thick ass skin, and he can take it, and he's not like the best, the most cracked, as they say, gamer, but on certain times, yeah, he gets it done. He's not bad, but it's more than that. It's like an entertainment factor, and it's like what you bring overall as a person. And I think Tim is an exemplary example of that, because it's not always about like just dumping on kids all the time and like shit canning people all the time.
Right.
It is a lot of that, but like and getting better and stuff. And like sometimes it is, but like for a dude to come and go from different games and like have different business mindsets and stuff, like the stuff he did with Fall Guys, with him like not winning the game and then making it such a big deal about it and it getting so much traction, was so smart, bro. And I think that was.
So I didn't get that, Mike. Like, can you explain it to me a little bit? Like there were certain parts where I didn't really understand what he was kind of like talking about.
So like every few months, so this year, right, this year probably felt like 2 years to some people, so a couple months ago, like games come and go all the time. For a game to be around that is still played online, games like Halo and Call of Duty and Fortnite and Apex, like all those games to like continue to have a lifestyle, not get killed off, is pretty cool. But Fall Guys, dude, Fall Guys was like a type of game that came onto the scene, and it had like a really tidal wave type approach. It's like it's not as it's a fun game to play. It's definitely a fun game to play, but it's it's not as like in the mainstream as it was before, because it was never like the most. It was never intended to be like something wicked competitive. Like they give out scholarships for video games, and not even like not
Which
even
is awesome.
yeah, and not even like Apex Legends or Fortnite or Warzone. It's games like League of Legends and Overwatch and Counter Strike and things like that. And so like those games, that the last few that I mentioned, aren't even the most popular right now. And it's crazy how much gaming has sort of evolved. But Fall Guys, man, Fall Guys is a game that you and your girl could play right now, and you guys would laugh your ass off for the entire time. You can play it on
Okay.
It's like it's only available on like PlayStation and the Steam app on the internet. It's like a computer game, or it's like a PlayStation game, and it's pretty cool. I think it's supposed to expand to like Switch and other places, but it's basically you're just a little fucking dude, and you're just running around in an obstacle course. It's just a giant little obstacle course, and Tim the Tap Man, he stunk at it and couldn't win at like ever at this like little baby game, and he made it like really popular. And it's crazy what you see out of people on the internet, because so many people started playing that game, and then they would sweat their ass off in that game. And like when you say sweat your ass off, that means like try really hard. And then you see people like griefing people, and that means doing something that might be questionable for no reason. So like if we were rolling on a log, or like a slow. If we were on a giant slow rolling log, you and I, a lot of painting pictures on this podcast here, which is cool because like that's what a podcast is. It's like I'm painting a picture in people's brains.
Mike, it's like I said before, it's a bar conversation. Follow us down the rabbit hole. This is what we're doing. We're going down the rabbit hole.
So
these ideas. So here we are.
Here we are, bro. So imagine you're like on a giant, spinning log that's like made out of foam, and there may be like different like jumps in between and like nooks and crannies or something. So like you're trying to just like stay on the log, not fall off, because you're on there with like 40 other people, and 25 of them have to survive. So that means out of those 40 people, 15 of them they gotta either fall off or something. So you got dudes on there. So like imagine we're on there and I grab you and like push you in a direction so you like might fall off the thing. Like that is griefing. And so that is like considered griefing, right? So people would be doing all this like dumb shit to Tim the Tatman in this children's game, and it was the funniest stuff ever. Maybe not ever, but it was pretty funny, and it was definitely something we needed in 2020. So that honestly, that was really cool.
Like, all right. So I'm kind of again. I feel like I'm simplifying it. I'm not like trying to undercut your point or anything. Like I just literally don't know. Is that like Animal Crossing? Is that like
Animal Crossing is like a different. Animal Crossing is not a competitive game. I mean, it can be. It can be like you can do other things, but Animal Crossing isn't intended to be competitive like that.
Okay, all right, yeah. And again, not to undercut your point, it's just like because it looked like a kid's game.
No, it is.
I remember like seeing somebody have it at their house, and they're like, "I'm addicted to this." So I was like, "This is a child's game." Like this.
Well, no, that game compared to that game is it's an obstacle course where it's like there's 60 people at the start and there's 5 events, and it's all like different little shit you got to get through, and at the end of the 5 events it's like the final 10 people, and you get some crazy event, and whoever wins that, you're like the champion or whatever. It's fun, but it was definitely not made to be played by like adults and stuff. So the guys like
Good.
So yeah, it's not like it's not like there's gonna be a World Cup for like Fall Guys. It's not like it's not like there's lives change. I guess maybe lives did probably change in those 2 months of that game. Lives probably did change because like people are very impressionable. Like, it's cool. It's cool that your friend downloaded that game. It's available. It's a fun party game. To play. It's lighthearted or whatever. But like people are very impressionable, man. And that game like rose and fell in popularity like a rocket, bro.
So here was my point about like a game like that where I don't mean to bring up Animal Crossing. It's just because that's the one that.
No, Animal Crossing is cool. People get real. So Krista had Animal Crossing, bro, and people would be on like in the new one. It was connected online, and you could like trade shit like bells, like, and they would come out on a certain day, and it's crazy. And it's like shit that people would do in real life. They were like, hey, they're gonna do it in this fucking game.
Like, I remember specifically because this is when I can't believe I haven't told about this because this happened to me in like March, like right when the pandemic started, and that's when I decided to start dating, which is a very much John characteristic. Is when everything's wrong, yeah, why not try the idea that was presented to you the entire time? But that's another question for my own therapist.
I mean, yeah, interesting, bro. Yeah, interesting.
Point being is I was dating this girl not before my girlfriend now, and dating I'm using it in the loosest of terms. And that I saw her, and here's why I broke up with her. Okay, or stopped talking to her, or whatever you want to call it. It was never really official. What you want to call it. I stopped talking to her, and I'm not even kidding you, because we were playing on a Nintendo Switch. So not only are you going to take away all of the things that I know about video games, wires, controllers, everything else, is you can now like kind of attach things to the console and then play it on the go. I'm out of here. Like that's too much for me. All right, I'm just too much. Now I'm not even shitting you. She had an alarm on her phone when she had to tend to her crops.
Right.
In Animal Crossing. Like,
yeah, that.
Was she a rank player? For sure.
Oh yeah, she was sweating. It sounds like she was sweating her ass off in that game, bro.
But like, she left and she said, "Can you stay here and watch my crops?" I thought she meant physical plants at her place.
And she just wanted you to monitor her game.
She goes, "If you pull these weeds up, there might be a present at the end of it." And I literally, dude, halfway through the game, I tried to do it because I was trying to be nice, but literally halfway through the game, she was out doing some other shit, and I just I just left. Like that was it. Like I was like, you were literally having me do weeds.
Yeah, bro. She had you do her fucking Animal Crossing chores, bro. I remember when Krista was playing that game. She told me like everything about it because
that's the thing though, right?
Yeah, and she literally made you do like grunt work in her video game so she could progress, bro.
But I was like, dude,
sounds fucked
in real life, but like I'm not pulling your weeds in a video game at your house while you're not there.
That's so funny, bro. That's so fucking stupid. Oh man. I can't believe she did that, John. I can't believe she did that, dude. I can't believe that. That sounds so messed up.
Like it was like our second date.
That
I don't think we didn't kiss yet.
That game was so popular, bro.
I was like, that's what I'm saying. Again, in the moment, it was like April, and I was like,
yeah, it was hype. You're like, maybe I'm gonna go back in the pandemic hole for a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what I did. But that was like one of the funniest things.
Dude.
You're gonna have me pull weeds in your garden on Animal Cross.
Yeah, it's just so she was. Honestly, she was just trying to come up on something. It's you do that, and then you could sell something, and then on a certain day, of the week, it's like Saturday. I believe it was like Saturday morning. Depending on your time zone, like you had to be at a certain time, and you had to wake up and harvest and like buy a bunch of shit. It was insane.
I'm already.
It was insane, bro.
Mike, they made farmers video games.
It's cool, bro.
Video games, Mike.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh my god. Anyway, off that. So I don't know how we got down that route.
Yeah,
Mike,
let me.
Do we need a break here?
No, we might as well roll. I mean, we're vibing. I mean, the people, they deserve it. They deserve it. Shout out to Anchor and the Coldest of Takes podcast that is available everywhere. And John, but here's one. We got Netflix. I'm sure you got Netflix. A lot of people around the world got Netflix.
Yes.
Now, these numbers probably are a lot bigger now because this was like first reported like a month ago now. So the Queen's Gambit, I recently, finished it up. Chris and we watched the series, and I believe you watched it as well. And I thought the series was awesome. It was very interesting. Very interesting show. It was really cool. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. But the thing that I found interesting was it was reported that the Queen's Gambit was Netflix's most watched limited series of all time to date, and this was reported a month ago. So there's probably even more people that watched it, by now, and that I believe the number was like 62 million households, were watching the Queen's Gambit every single week. Now, and for that to be the most, it led me to this question. You were mentioning the pandemic and Animal Crossing and and the fads and how things come and go. And one of the things that was kind of burdened by the pandemic and cancellation stuff was the series Stranger Things. And Stranger
That's
Things
right.
was a TV show on Netflix, a series that was pretty cool. And they've been taking a break, and it's a long break. And my question is, do you think that when Stranger Things comes back, do you think they're gonna have that same sort of uh pull like that they did? Because I gotta imagine that people are starting to forget a little bit about Stranger Things. It's not like it was at the level of a Breaking Bad or a crazy cool show like that. Like it was still early on in its development, and I just think I hope that show can come back with a bang. Um, but yeah, dude, that show that it's been gone for so long.
So, Mike, I have thought about this. And if Netflix has the marketing people, like I believe they do, if I was the marketing people, and you finish, season 4 of Stranger Things, and you're going to market it, you got to go back to, our boy being in Russia, working on the railroad there, our boy Hopper,
That's right.
and that was the teaser,
I was
right?
looking
That
for
was
you.
like,
I was looking. I knew his name. I was looking for you to remember his name because it's been a
that
while.
was
It's been a while.
right, right, and
Like, what was his fucking name?
that was his little tease, like before this all went. It was like, oh, you're gonna get a new season in July or whatever they do, and it didn't happen this year, obviously. So no, they're gonna come back strong, in that they're gonna come back marketing strong. I do not believe that the storyline is gonna hold up well in the 4th, 5th, 6th season. So I think they're gonna have to kill it after like this season or next season.
Well, that was their intention. I think it was planned for only like 4 seasons, but now
That's
it.
fine, because it would be great. Like, wouldn't you agree in that like in 4 seasons you wrap up the story? Like, don't let it run on too long, because then it gets shitty and it becomes the Game of Thrones territory.
Oh yeah.
Where so I think, or like maybe here's the other side. Let's go positive on it. We've been positive on this podcast, right?
Yes, sir.
What if it becomes a great series after the 4th season?
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Because they've had the time.
That's what I'm hoping. That would be something I'd like to see, and it almost seems like with the time off that I remember when the show first started, I watched like a lot of interviews and such, and the developers they wanted to have the show be a 4 season trajectory, but for some reason I just think that maybe they might do an extra one because they were kind of shortchanged a little bit to like how maybe they wanted the story arc to go. I think maybe I think maybe they could have maybe lost out on like the attention span of like the audience, and maybe they need more to like build that suspense back up, because if it ends in 2 more seasons, maybe it just feels too short again.
Well, couple of things on that, Mike, is if you can market it again. We've been going for so long. Mrs. Hopper has been going for so long. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you could build it, and again, over market to remember how good Stranger Things was when the hype was there. Like, everybody loved that show.
Yeah, so
Because
sick.
it's tremendous. So overhyped it, but I love the idea of only 5 seasons, though, like you said.
Well, yeah,
Because
I wouldn't go more than 5.
That's Breaking Bad. Yeah, exactly. That's Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad did not need to be 10 seasons. And 5 was the absolute perfect way to end a story. And I know myself from being a long-winded, person, that maybe you need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
And 5 is a good arc, dude. 5 is a good arc for that story. So you're right. You're right. I agree with you on that. Mike, I know we got to get into some sports things eventually.
Okay, so would you want to take
But
a
I want to
break
go into
now?
our top five first.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
let's take a break now.
okay take a break. We're coming back with more Coldest of Takes. Go drink some water. All right, peace. All right, so Pod's going halfway decent. I've been kind of concerned with like an echo or whatever, and I don't really know why that keeps happening. So I'm trying my best for that not to happen, and that's been super annoying. But for the most part, it's been good. I think it's largely based on the connection of potentially me and John. But other than that, I think everything's going pretty good. I might move the camera. I might do a couple things now while I wait for John. We'll see. We'll see what the boy be saying. All right, so we're gonna finish strong. Got like a couple more minutes left in the pod, and then trying to piece it together, send it out for the new year. Not trying to stay up too late, but we're doing it. Okay, we're doing the damn thing. That's what we do. All right. Well, I'm gonna do. John said he needed 5 minutes. I guess I'm gonna do what Tim Tatman said. I'm looking at my monitor here. See, I'm streaming stuff. Do what Tim Tatman said, and I'm gonna walk away from my stream for a couple minutes. We're John and we're gonna get back to it. So you can look at this awesome backdrop as I potentially, switch things around. Bang, ba boom, ba ba, ba bang, ba boom, ba ba, ba bang, ba boom, ba ba, ba bang. Oh, check me out now. We're looking at the computer still. I guess. Yeah, it's cool, man. Pod, Coldest Takes, doing it for years. Been doing it for years, kid. Just vibing. Just trying to get some water. Whew, no free ads for the schmapple dapple there. Okay, we're gonna run it back to the second part of the pod. All right, Johnson, here we go. Hopefully, get going here. I'm gonna actually pull up some football betting lines. John, my guy, we are back. It is the Coldest of Takes podcast. One of your hosts, Mike, at st_Katzer on Twitter. John, tell people around the world where you're at.
Around the world.
Yeah, I can say that. I can say that.
Mike, we can say that. There's 14 countries. We only needed one. We only needed Canada. So, I'm alienating so many countries right now. But no, shout out to everybody who listens to us. That's awesome. And Coldest of Takes podcast, everywhere you can find podcasts. John J. Pat, Twitter and Instagram, John Wick. Mike, what are we getting into here?
All right, dude. Very solid.
Are we going top fives?
Yeah, I think.
Or top threes.
Threes. Yeah, we do top threes, right? We do top threes over here.
Threes. That's right. Threes.
Yeah, we can do the top three. We'll go into some more sports.
Multiple honorable mentions.
Well, yeah, as many as you need, bro. As many as you need. You know how we do.
Yeah. So what do you got, Mike? So I gotta introduce the topic because you introduced the topic, Mike. I didn't realize.
Oh, okay. We're doing that. Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't realize that it was like it was kind of like a Mean Girls thing where it's like stop trying to make fetch happen. But we all did for a while, and we tried to make it catch on like culturally.
Mm-hmm.
So those kind of phrases, like that you thought when you were, in middle school, high school would stick, that just actually never really did because they sounded pretty awful.
Well, I don't know if they were off. I can give you the ones that did stick. I'm telling you.
Like awful in hindsight. Let's talk about it. People in history will say it's bad. You and I, and the people who
right, like
remember how great it was.
Right, that's a good point. I mean, they're right now people are saying lit, and there's gonna be a time when lit is gonna be replaced, because for a time it was fire and then lit. It all stems from somewhere.
Yeah, the Polish invented a way to screw in light bulbs. We got it.
But yeah, dude, no, you're exactly.
No, fuck you, Mike. That was a great joke. All right, like how many pull-ups for a light bulb?
Oh, I didn't hear the front end. I just heard I just heard like Polacks invented the light bulb. I thought no, I heard that joke. I literally thought you said that the Polish people invented the light bulb, and I thought I was gonna be like, nah, I thought it was Thomas Edison.
Yeah, two truths and a lie. Here we are. So Mike, what do you got for me for for your first word that you thought may have catch on or thought was cool in the time? It was the time of the trends, and that just never ended up catching on, Mike.
Let's see. I don't know. I mean, the things that I remember are the word. I remember in high school, I would say maybe like freshman or sophomore year. I remember.
This is your number 3 pick, Mike.
I remember everybody, you would read like Beowulf or something like that, and it was a epic novel. And for a lot of people, because, like, let's be honest, your boy over here, he likes the vocabulary. He's reading at a young age. Okay.
That's right.
But for a lot of people, the word epic made a lot of waves in where I went to school, and people went nuts over this word epic, and they just started saying everything was freaking epic.
So epic is your thing.
Yeah, I would say epic would take the number 3 spot because I just remember like specifically, everybody was reading Beowulf in English. Didn't matter if you were in honors English or regular English. Didn't matter. Everybody was reading Beowulf, and because we were learning all about epic novels, and it was Beowulf, and then the Canterbury Tales, and I just remember people were just going nuts over this word epic, and it was like that's epic, epic, epic. And it's funny today because uh, there's a video game developer, Epic Games, and whenever their company name gets mentioned, my mind immediately just goes straight to that time in high school. So it's pretty funny.
Oh, so epic, is that your number 3 pick?
Yeah, number 3.
Number 3. All right. Because I got one that I said to you, but I have a specific example about it.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
It actually involves you in Daly's house. Shout out Daly's house.
Okay.
When we used to say that was tight.
That was we didn't make that up. You know what I mean? Like that was being said.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Those kind of phrases that you thought might be there forever, but like nobody says that
anymore. Yeah, that's tight.
Right? Like if you heard somebody say that, you'd be like, "Oh, you're like 30 years old." Like
it's like yeah, or older.
Well, I mean, clearly, dude, that was such a weird phrase. Like, what was tight about it? It was cool.
Think about it, man. You got to think sexually. That's tight.
We didn't know what tight meant when we were saying we didn't get that even sexually. I just thought that was such a weird.
No, it's funny as hell. It's funny as hell because we're like, you're 10 years old. Oh, that's tight. What the fuck? Yo, you remember that meme? When freaking retweets came back for me, or for everybody, I retweeted. The first thing I retweeted was like this kid at a skate park saying, welcome to Red Light Skate Park, bitch. And that kid would say, that kid today, like he's a kid today, he would still probably say that's tight.
And maybe it was because I was thinking about this, Mike. I was kind of diving into my own head here. Maybe it's Rocket Power that told us tight was cool. Because nobody ever remembered. First of all, ask anybody if they remember Rocket Power.
Okay, I bet a lot of people do. What do you remember from Rocket Power?
Exactly. That's my litmus test. Do you remember Rocket Power? Yes, I do. Do you remember anything about it? Absolutely not. The waves were really big, and surfing was a lot easier.
Dude, that show was sick, man.
And Uncle Tito said, yeah, and they were all stoned, and it's barely. Ask them how many seasons they ran. Bro, it was like a season and a half.
I mean, it might have been, but I remember that show. This is specifically there was a couple of episodes of that were sick. Okay, so I don't like the cartoon slander for our generation. No, but the episode I remember, John, was this one where the little kid, Otto, he was trying to go freaking surfing in goddamn monsoon, hurricane, tsunami type of thing.
That's right.
And it's like he comes in and gets absolutely destroyed, and his dad, by the way, named Raymundo, which is a top.
Raymundo, not Tito. Tito was his partner.
Yeah, Tito was a partner, but yeah, dude, Raymundo, top tier name.
That's right. Oh, Mike, are you kidding me?
Dominant name.
I'm naming all of my unborn children that tomorrow.
Raymundo. But yeah, he can.
Raymundo.
They're his little surfboard's broken, whatever, I believe. Walking up the beach, and it's like, son, you can't be writing checks. You ask. They didn't say ask, but it's like you don't write checks that your butt can't cash. And they said that in Rocket Power, and I thought that was wicked funny. So when people say Rocket Power, I'll hit you with a memory.
Right.
So what are we talking about, bro? What is the top three we're doing?
Like weird phrases that never held up over time.
Okay, so we
You
did
know?
so we did that's tight, and or tight. We did tight, and we did epic. Do you want to go again, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, no, I got mine here. No, because I had tight, you had epic.
Epic. Yep.
Oh, and the other one was oh fucking shit. What did we say? Holy Christ, we used to say this. And it's really this is how bad it was.
Well, one of them, I feel like one of these phrases probably it could be like so good that it shouldn't be on both of our lists. It should be like an honorary type thing because it was like the god tier phrase of all time as we were children.
Okay, go ahead.
That'd probably be the bomb.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. See, now I'm back on track.
Okay,
right.
so
now I got a couple. Yeah. But you're right. No, let's talk about the bomb.
all right, we're gonna talk about the bomb.
Everything was the bomb.
Yeah,
when you were in middle school.
It was, dude. I can't wait to listen to a podcast. Like of some, there's gonna be another podcast out there. It's like a multiverse, John. Like multiverse out there. There's some other podcast out there where there's two dudes younger than us talking about different words that they, it's a cycle, bro. It's pretty epic. Let's see. There you go. Did it on purpose. All right. So anyway, the bomb. Imagine having a word that was popular amongst your friends in real life growing up in elementary school, and then a video game comes out like the next year where there's like a play in it called the bomb, and then all hell breaks loose and everything is the bomb. I feel like there was probably like multiple years of our childhood where the bomb was just the phrase.
Oh, Mike, everything was the bomb. I mean, I don't even know how to say that better than it's tight. Like that's tight. You know what I mean? Like it was tight because it was the bomb. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like that's how dumb you got, dude. And then it's funny because people nowadays wonder why we're so dumb. And I'm like, dude, literally said,
hey man, nobody's calling you dumb out here, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but they wonder why like us as society is dumb. And they're like, oh well, we used to say like, hey, it's the bomb, and you're like, yeah, no, it was wicked tight. God damn it, we were fucked from the beginning. Point being is like we said that in succession and believed in the English language. That's not the bomb.
No, it's not. It's so funny. It's so funny to me, man. I love words and how people speak and everything like that. And the bomb, man, it makes me laugh. Like there's no, dude. There's probably maybe only a couple phrases left that I got. I'm trying to think of a different phrase. But the only one that keeps popping up is one that I mentioned to you earlier is Wicked.
Yeah, that's a regional one. So I'm going to categorize those into my regional number 2 thing. Like, is everybody had that regional little thing? And again, I'll shut up my girlfriend because they say when somebody's being like, again, wicked, stupid. I had to stop myself from saying wicked right there. But yeah, wicked, stupid, or dumb. They say, "Oh, honey," in Texas. That's what they say. It's like a thing. Like boy.
Oh, honey.
Yeah,
honey.
You're an idiot. And if you've ever watched How I Met Your Mother. She was Katy Perry in that. Shout out to anybody who watches How I Met Your Mother.
Great show. Great show.
It's
It's not on Netflix, so it's like if you're watching that show, you gotta have the DVDs, bro.
Right. Or Hula.
Oh, it's on Hulu?
Hula. See, that's why everybody in California thinks you talk, by the way. It's great. Hula. Yeah, Hulu. Yeah, it is on Hulu.
What's Hula?
Watch it again. Yeah, no, it's the joke about Hulu. The point being is everybody knows How I Met Your Mother. They know the Lemon Law.
Dang.
They know Barney. But one of them was the Oh Honey episode. It was a big Robin episode.
Yeah, solid.
If I remember. So, and Lily. And then also Ted, because Ted stinks.
Well, the show revolves around Ted.
Well, no, it revolves around him being a douchebag. Listen, I'll die on this show.
Yeah, what kind of dad is sitting his kids down and talking about every single like chick he's been with? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Right.
It's questionable. Bro, dude, the show itself. Oh yeah, bro. The show itself is a trip because you think about that, and it's like how could you have such a popular show for multiple years and like put together just like a cool story, funny episodes with cool people, and like it's incredible to me. Same thing with Barney, dude. Like imagine if Barney was a woman. Yeah, you know, like.
Dude, imagine if Barney was a man in 2020 right now. He'd be canceled.
Oh, the show would never happen.
He was the most manipulated piece of shit of all time. He had a playbook of how to get women in bed, dude. Like, that's not happening right now. You can't do that, man. Everything was funny at the time.
Dude, the best episode. Yeah, well, not the best episode, but the one where it's like March Madness and they do the bracket of all the women he's scorned.
Yeah, when they're trying to figure out the girl. Oh wow, that one was actually good.
Pretty dominant.
And Jim Nance was was coming in with it. Oh wow.
Good times, man.
You gotta play the times, and that's it is.
Dude, bro. They Barney legitimately. They have an episode about this. Barney, I guess they go to the airport. Barney wants to go pick up chicks at the airport, and he throws a couple of bags down on a bag carousel, and they just stand next to him and wait for like a girl to come by, and they end up getting some women's numbers or whatever, and they book a flight to wherever the hell they're going, and they forget about these bags.
Shit of all time.
And they get some bags, and it's like a flight. It's like a 45-minute flight to Philadelphia because they're in like New York City, right? And then and they go to call a marshal, and he gets all hyped, and it's like, we're going to Philly. It's literally the best. And they're like, oh no, Marshall, we're coming right back. They got our luggage. We're criminals. And then Barney's in the thing. We're international businessmen.
That's right.
That's all I got. That's all I got from that show.
He was also the man with the plan. So I'll give Barney that. And you gotta have like that in your crew.
Ridiculous, man.
But it was great. So anyway, my number one pick, Mike, is
Word. Do you say that sometimes now, and you're just like, damn?
No, Mike. I've developed a new thing in California, and I absolutely say that too. And it's specifically to every guy.
You say word?
Okay, this is it. No. I've developed a new thing that's my number one that will never, hopefully, ever be a mainstream thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's specifically to every guy. I say, sa.
Oh, dude, you never seen those videos?
Like, yeah, no. I do it. Like, listen, I do it specifically. I don't say sa, dude, because they think I'm making fun of them. The California people are so dumb, like that. When I say sa, they're like, oh no, that guy knows what I'm talking about. He's from here. He's wearing a Red Sox hat. He's wearing a Red Sox fucking mask going in the grocery store. But he says, "Sir," and gives you a head nod. You know how guys do that. And they're like, "No, he's talking about English." That's definitely right. So I've replaced word now, Mike, with "sir."
Dude, that's pretty funny. Have you ever seen the YouTuber? I always forget how to pronounce his name. I'm probably not gonna pronounce it right, but it's like he's one of Trevor Wallace's buddies. His name is like Sherdley's.
Oh, I've seen. Yeah, okay, yeah.
He's like, dude, that's what that reminds me of. It's like there's this one video where it's like hey, is it chill if I chill here, dude? Hey, dude, is it chill if I chill here, dude?
Yeah, he's like there for like 3 months.
No, it's just the videos are just you gotta like understand the humor, I guess, but it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. That reminded me of it.
So, like that's got to be my top there. That a phrase that
I like
think was.
I like that.
I don't think it should be ever coming back if we start addressing people with "sa." I mean, we're already getting it with mass. Like people have stopped addressing people at all, which is nice. But then, yeah, no, with "sa," dude, and head nod. Oh Christ.
Yeah.
That's bad. But what do you got? What do you got for me, number one?
Man, I don't know. I'm trying to think good phrase. Now, I would say it's an obscure phrase. Like it was a phrase that I liked. Okay, and I would say it for a while. I wouldn't say I was trying to make it mainstream, but for a while.
Make it fetch. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, but for a while I would just like say it before I left places. If I was like chilling with the homies, like I probably said it to you. Like I drop you off one night and I dap you up and I'm like, all right, man, see ya. And then you're like, see ya, and I'm like, be easy. I swear to God, for like for a year or something, or for a while, I would just tell you to be easy, and that was one for me. That's like a deep cut, bro.
Mike, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is gonna really hurt your feelings. You have said that to me many times.
No, that's what I mean. You gotta be easy. No, it's cool.
And you know what the funny thing is? And here's my honorary other number one, is I would say to you, peace. And you'd go, be easy. And that would be our conversation, and both of those really are like good phrases of like human language.
No, I think it's I think quite the opposite, bro. I think quite the opposite. The reason why I said be easy is because I'm a big fan of hip hop, and Ti had a song called "Be Easy," and I just thought it was really cool. And I was just like, I gotta take it chill, man. Gotta just be easy. And for a while, I just really enjoyed saying it. So I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's the lowest tier phrase on the list.
No, not lowest tier phrase. Lowest tier of conversation between two people saying "be easy, peace." Like there's nothing.
Oh yeah, no. Hey. Oh yeah, no, I know. It's not deeper than that. It's not deeper.
It's not that deep.
No, I know, but I'm just telling you that's the origins for sure.
I get your point. And my whole thing was the exact same thing that you meant to say, and then we would all just say it to each. I swear to God, probably every,
Dude, I probably said it. I probably said it so much that you probably said it to somebody else, and you didn't even know.
I know 100%. Like, there's 100% chance I've said that to somebody else.
Yeah, like.
I would.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I breathe air every morning. Yeah, it was like how I am. Like I've said that to people. What's up? Like that's the easy. When you live.
Like you know how I feel like you say pal a lot.
Yeah.
Now, and I start to say that now. It's like, oh, what's up, pal? And it's because of you.
Like, I'm telling you, I've gotten my Texas wicked, and it's the best thing ever, and I will never say y'all. And her and I are at epic. There you go.
Yep.
Fight about it. And Mike, I'm not gonna lose this one because I'll never say that. Wicked is absolutely one of the underrated in English.
Oh, there's a Broadway play about Wicked.
You know how they have those things on like those epic facts or whatever on like
Yeah.
Twitter and Instagram?
Yeah. How true are those?
Horrible. A lot of them are not real.
Oh, okay.
No, I actually feel like some of them I've looked up and I'm like, that's not real. I don't.
Yeah. You like, oh wow, that's interesting. You Google it, you can't find anything about it anywhere.
Nothing about it, and I'm like, all right, so this guy's kind of trolling, but like, actually, it's kind of a brilliant account, like though, because he's probably like, or she, whoever is doing it is maybe 60% right.
Right, I got
and,
you.
Like they're kind of believable things, you know what I mean? Or so obscure that nobody would know about it. But I will tell you this, okay? Wicked is absolutely the most universal, easiest thing in the English language to throw in. It's an adverb, it's a noun, it's a thing. And they had one, and the reason I remember it is because they're like, oh, you can put this sentence in any sore and all the infliction, or read it backwards and forwards, and we mean the same thing, or all that stuff. And, fucking can be used as, 35 different, things in the English language. So I was like, that's wicked. That's how you can use wicked. Like when you said, that's wicked.
Okay? Right, exactly.
That's a legitimate sentence.
No, it's
wicked cool.
It is wicked cool.
Dude.
It is.
You know what I mean? It might be wicked fucking awesome that we're here. You know what I mean?
It is, dude. It's super cool. It's like you go across the pond, and they're saying like bruv and bollocks.
It's bloody. It's in the English.
Yeah, bloody. Yeah, everything's bloody.
Bloody and wicked. Mike, are they not the same thing?
Yeah, bloody hell.
Like that's bloody brilliant. Bloody hell. You know what I mean? Like that's the same shit as wicked.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Explain it to people like out here in California. Anyway.
No, it's like Harry Potter. It's like Harry Potter. Oh, that's bloody brilliant. And then that's equivalents to wicked sick.
Yeah, wicked smart.
Yeah.
As they say.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Wicked smart. But yes. So John, what's next? We hit him with the vocabulary. Let them know that there's some words out there.
Sports at some point.
Yeah. So.
Talk about sports at some point.
Okay, let's talk about it, John. There's a lot of sports going on. Shout out to Texas for getting it done in college wise. I don't want to spend too much time in any one place, but I have to acknowledge that dude from Texas with all the armbands on him.
Mike, was that not the most absurd thing you've ever seen in your entire life?
It was so cool, bro. It was so cool. I loved it.
No, not even. No. Okay, so we're both taking. We're gonna die on each side of that. Because I was literally saying that to Julie last night. I don't know, bro. We were watching it together.
Well, yeah, you see it happen in real time, and you're like, does this dude have 12 armbands or little tiny wristbands?
She told me, Mike, to shut the fuck up about it. She goes, dude, I get it. He has the armbands on. I was like, but you do not understand how ridiculous that many armbands on is. When on the other side of your arm is an entire sleeve.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
I don't understand it.
It was hilarious, bro. My first thought was, so I saw the armbands, and then I was just trying to see if they were. At first, I thought they were the ones specifically to go on your wrist, and somehow he managed to like get them up his arm. But then I was like, thank God he didn't do that. It was a sight to behold.
I mean, Mike, I've never had the need to have that many. And first of all, they're not even armbands. Let's call them what they are. They're sweatbands. Okay?
Right, sweatbands.
Cotton shit that you put on your arm. Okay, so unless your left arm is absolutely the sweatiest arm of all time, and it may be Mike. I don't know every human in the world. I don't claim to, but unless you are the sweatiest human, there is no reason you need 7 arm hands. Like there's just no reason. You just do not need that.
No, none. You need like 2. You need like 2. We're gonna have.
Talking about it.
Yeah, we're gonna. It's so funny, bro. It was sick. We're gonna have a full. It was cool. It was cool. So.
Mike, that's a different question. Was it a fit? It was an absolute fit.
Absolutely,
okay?
Yeah.
Let's not question the fact that it was an absolute statement and a fit.
Listen, man.
Is it necessary? Absolutely not.
No. It might,
Was
but
it ridiculous?
absolutely.
His last name, that guy, is Overturn. So, and he's a defensive back. Mike, he has to play in the NFL for 35 years.
Oh, bro.
Overturn a call. I mean, come on, Mike. I could make up 20 Romo's like script right now. With Jim Nance. His name's Overturn.
Listen, man. It takes a lot. It takes some quijones to wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to cut an entire sleeve off of my long sleeve shirt, and then I'm going to put 8 little tiny sweatbands on, and then I'm going to go out and play in a college bowl game. It takes some stones, bro.
And listen, I love it. I love every second about it. It was tremendous, but I could not get that out of my head. And in the game too, so like he's a good player. Like you can't be a bad player, like, and have that kind of a weird looking fit or something. You know what I mean? Like you have to be good.
Yeah, you got to read the room.
In order for it to work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Cam Newton. You know, it's like if he's the backup, he can't dress like the starter. You know.
All right, wait a minute. Now we gotta get there.
Well, let's go. Let's go right now. Let's go right now.
Mike.
Because I want to tell you.
I'll tell you my opinion. Mike,
okay.
Tell me what I gotta talk about.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I feel like we've done a fantastic job of picking games. Some for fun, some legitimately considerable games. And this past Monday night, the Buffalo Bills squashed the New England Patriots. That was something that I thought was going to happen, but then I was like, I don't know. But the Buffalo Bills are winning the AFC East this year, 2020. The Bill Belichick was throwing telephones on the sideline. And the Patriots scored under 19.5 points. It was incredible. And I will tell you, John, and the people, if some sort of thing happens like that again, I will tell you at least that we need to hammer that.
Yeah. I mean, like the only reason right now, and to finish your point before I get to all the other points, is if they weren't playing the Jets next week, like we would be hammering whatever line it is.
Yeah, dude, like you said,
they weren't playing the Jets, Mike.
Dude, like you said, I mean, week 17 doesn't have anything that stands really out to me. The only game that passed week 16 that maybe really stood out when you looked at it was this Bills-Pats game, and that could have been a toss-up if things maybe went here or there. But I mean, if Gilmore played, maybe things would have been different. But who knows?
No, man, you don't lose by what was it, like 29 points?
They look bad.
It was the worst loss Belichick's ever had as a coach at home.
It was rough.
In week 16. Now again, nothing to play for, but they didn't sit anybody. You know what I mean? Like they didn't sit anybody for this game because there was nothing to play with. You know what I mean? Like they played everybody they had, and we saw exactly what the Patriots had. Jack shit, dude.
Yeah, it was tough. It was really tough to see.
We look like a wonderful 6-10 team.
Bills are good. Stephon Diggs is quite the guy.
I will say this though, as a Pats fan, if you're gonna lose the division, the Bills is the least hurt
Right.
you're gonna be about it.
Right.
Nobody hates the Bills.
Right. Miami.
Like, seriously, like nobody hates the Bills.
Miami. What the hell are you? Miami plays double dutch with their quarterbacks like they're the Eagles.
Yeah, we're gonna get them in a second. But Mike, wrapping it up on the Patriots. This was the bow on a lot of horse shit, and we haven't even talked about how Charles signing with another team, how bad it's been for Boston.
All right, yeah, let's keep it into Boston. All right, so Chara signs with the Caps, 1-year deal. He's out of Boston, 14 years for the Bruins. Wore the C patch on the jersey. Had some tremendous years playing defense, which I would say is a quite tough position to play at a high echelon level in the NHL for over a decade. But it hurts. It stings. John, how do we feel as the daggers twisted into our hearts?
Well, I want to remind everybody who's listening to this that this same year, Brady, Gronk, Mookie Betts, and Chara, who started 2020 on Boston teams, are now not on Boston teams.
Pretty crazy. Real quick, did you see the graphic that was like, I think it was put out by Kimmel. I'm not 100% positive, but did you see this graphic where it's like Bill Belichick knocking at the door in the rain, and Tom Brady opens the door, and it's like Bill Belichick standing there with all these things that happened to the Patriots? Did you see that, or were you lucky enough to avoid that?
No. Please don't ever send that to me. And everybody who's listening, well, obviously subscribe, subscribe again. But please do not send me that.
It was tough to see, man. I didn't think of sending it to you because I mean, it was tough. Tom Brady slammed the door in his face. It was tough. It was pretty funny, but it was tough.
Mike, it's been tough. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, I've put on a good face. I've tried my best. But yeah, man, it's over for Boston sports for a while, unless Jason Tatum.
Well, the Celtics are good, man.
But they need to get James Harden and get rid of Jalen Brown. But that's another.
Hey, man, we beat a Ja Morant-less Memphis Grizzlies team on a back-to-back night, man. Like, things are trending upwards.
Okay, we're trending upwards. What I'm saying is, let's talk about the staples in Boston sports. So Red Sox and Patriots for the past 20 years.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then sprinkle in the Bruins because they've been very consistent.
No, you can't even sprinkle. Well, yes, the Bruins have made the Stanley Cup final, so you're right with that.
The Bruins have been very consistent. As
one and did nothing. So I get you. So they're the new kids on the block. Maybe that's the way that they come at it. But I got to tell you, like, the Patriots are going to be bad for a while. Or mediocre as long as Belichick's there. Then they're going to be really bad. So
they'll be back. They'll be back next year. Get your mind out of the gutter.
No. Mike, this is going to be a new Texas thing. This Texas back. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be the Cowboys America's team. Like, these are things that are going to happen to the Patriots forever. From now on. Like, we sold our soul to the Devils for 20 years. We were tremendous. We had 2 dynasties in that and lost to your favorite team.
That's right.
And beat your favorite team.
Thank God for that.
Like, Mike, we sold our soul. And I'm telling you, I may never see a Patriots Super Bowl again in my lifetime. And I watched it this year. And boy, oh boy, was the cliff that Trent Dilfer and Max Kellerman were talking about. Yeah, it didn't happen with Tom Brady. It happened when he left. And it's not Belichick's fault. It's the fact that they had 8 players on their defense opt out to COVID. They had to bring players up from the practice squad. Your starting quarterback who you signed, a month before the season, plays, gets COVID, comes back, is not the same player, regardless of his mechanics or whatever. And you put no wide receivers around him, and you said we're just going to run the ball into a line with a bunch of rookies and harm, veterans.
So
that was Josh McDaniels' plan this year.
Right. And they're going to have a high draft pick, bro.
Won 6 games.
They're going to have a good pick, man.
I'm venting a little bit at you, Mike. My bad. But I you know what?
No, it's okay. Well, here's one. What do you think about Jimmy G returning to New England?
Never going to happen.
Why not?
Never going to happen. Because he's too expensive. And what did he do in New England? Like, if you actually really look at his record in New England, look at it. He started 2 games in New England as a Patriot. He got hurt in the third, maybe 3, but he got hurt in the third game, and Jacoby Brissett had to come in while Tom Brady was suspended. So, and then the only other time he played was cleanup role. So, do we really think Jimmy G, an older guy, is going to... No, you got to go to the draft, Mike. You got to go to the draft. Yeah. Cam Newton is a nice, and again, I really hope, Mike, and I think you can say this too, is that they don't really blame this season on Cam Newton. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean. The Patriots are going to get a fantastic pick in this draft. They're going to be like, how many wins do the Patriots have?
They're 6-9 right now. Nice.
And they play the Jets.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to lose to the Jets.
Well, the Jets are locked into the number 2 pick right now.
Right, so they're going to try to win, maybe.
So they have nothing to play for. Their coach maybe the coach, Adam Gase, is going to be fired after this game.
I'm just saying the way it's shaking out right now is Philadelphia is looking like they might get the 6th seed in the 6th pick in the draft. New England's projected 14, but if they lose, they could get the 8th pick, depending on they could vault up this draft board depending on other teams' results. Is what I'm saying. Like, if I'm in New England, yes. Think about it. Like, if
then I'm not starting anybody, Mike.
Yeah, no, the Patriots, you want to lose this week. There's a bunch of teams at 5-10 and 6-9, and and you could get all the way past. Patriots lose, some of those 6-9 teams, they win. You're looking at that. You could be in that 10 spot, that 10-11 spot. You never know. Bro. And that sounds better than 14.
I love you coming in with the positive here. This is good stuff, because I've never been in this situation before.
I mean,
literally, since I was 5, this is 20 years. I'm 29. So when I was 9 years old, 2001, when they won the Super Bowl, okay, I've always pictured them good. So I've never wanted to, Week 17, realize what my draft order is. And that sounds pretentious and shitty. But
now you want to know. Yeah.
Now I want to know. If we lose to the Jets, I would bench everybody. They all have COVID. Fuck it. You know what I mean? And Belichick doesn't even come out. He throws the phone, like you said, on the field and says, "We're not, forfeit. Jets win." I'm down.
Yeah.
If that's going to help us out, then that's fine.
And yeah, what were you gonna say?
Throwing the phone with Belichick, that's a great gift for the rest of the time.
Oh yeah, I mean, he did it for the people.
And the funny thing is, he doesn't do it for it, which makes it so great.
No, I know.
He was mad he lost a challenge in a game that didn't matter, and it's football guys like PMT talk about. He is a football guy. Cannot lose a game, even if it doesn't. But I want to talk about your Eagles real quick.
Yeah, we can. What I was gonna say is the tail end of the first round of the NFL draft with like the playoff teams. There's gonna be a couple trades. I would say. There's gonna be a lot of my early draft prediction for next season is there's gonna be a lot of trades in that first round. Like you watch out. There's picks that were traded already, and then watch for something else to go down. But John, I think you're in a good spot. Philadelphia, we're in the 6th spot right now, and we need a lot of help.
That's a good spot. That's a good spot. You can play spoilers against the football team.
Right, which I think we should try to do.
Do you?
I don't know, dude.
That's my question.
Well, I mean,
because the Giants or the Cowboys will get in if you beat the football team.
I mean, I would like to see the Giants get in.
My enemy is my friend. Right?
Yeah, the Spider-Man meme division.
Yeah, so who do you want coming out of the NFC Beast this year?
I think it would be funny as hell if the Giants came out of the division somehow, some way. Like their defense is pretty good, keeping them in it, and I think it'd be funny to see them do it. But like, if this is what's crazy to me, if Washington say doesn't make the playoffs and finishes like 6-10, they're gonna get. They're at the 19th pick. They probably get like the 10th pick in the draft, which is nuts. I can't fathom that. I'm looking at this draft board, man. I'm ready for the draft.
Yeah, that's how you know you're choosing. When you're looking at the draft board position, I'm like, I cannot. Listen, I told you, I lost Brady.
I closed the draft thing. I'm done.
Mookie and Chara. All right, this year I cannot have the Giants making the playoffs at 6-10.
Listen, man, it's not going to happen.
Well, no. Patriots would either have an equal or better record than the Giants, who make the playoffs with a home playoff game. Mike, do you really want to bury me in my grave?
No, I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. To be honest, I think Washington's halfway decent. I think they're going to beat Philadelphia. I think it's going to be they're going to give Hurts a tough matchup. Their defense is so good. And then, with the NFL this year, with the way 2020's been, and I don't know, you got Washington potentially in the playoffs. You got Bills being potentially one of the best teams in the league. You got the Titans. Maybe the Titans might not make the playoffs. The Browns could miss the playoffs. Like crazy. 7 teams in the playoffs, dude. And then the Colts, dude, they could lose and have 10 wins and be out. Like, it's crazy.
The Colts could lose and get into the playoffs. The Browns could win and not be in the playoffs.
Oh, that's nuts.
Backwards. Whatever it is like, yeah, these are like 10-5 teams. We're all talking about it. Like, it is bananas. And then a 6-10 team from the NFC Beast. Son of a bitch. If it's the Cowboys or Giants, it's so bad. So, Mike, I am officially rooting against your Eagles on Sunday Night Football, the last game of the season.
That's fine.
Isn't it so fitting that the last game of the season is to decide the team that's going to get into the playoffs under 500 in 2020?
It's pretty sick.
Isn't it the most fitting thing, though? Everything circles back. That whole thing everybody says, water always finds its level. Like all that kind of shit. Like
life is a circle.
Life is Matthew McConaughey and True Detective, right? Time is a flat circle. Sad. So I got to root for the Washington football team, Mike, over your Eagles. I'm sorry, I just can't have the Giants or Cowboys.
That's fine, bro.
I can't do it, Mike. I can't do it. I love you. I love you very much. But you and I are in draft pick mode, bro. And maybe losing probably gonna help your Eagles.
Yeah, if we're losing right now, we're winning, and that's what we want to be.
There we are. And I swear to God, if that means losing to the Jets, Jesus Christ. What a way to
It's going to be interesting to see how Week 17 shakes out. I'm really excited. There's a lot of interesting matchups that have playoff potential. We're not going to get into it, John. I'm pretty beat. I'm probably going to sign off.
I am right here too, Mike.
All right, but John, I want you to think about this. The people will have to think about this, but here's one thing about. I'm thinking Packers -5.5 and the under
Against the Bears.
against the Bears. Packers at Bears. Packers -5.5 and the under. Something to think about because all these other matchups. John, what's a matchup you like before we get out of here? Give us one because I'm curious to know which one stands out for you.
The Jets money line in the over.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. Patriots can't score.
Yeah, the Patriots stink at scoring points.
They're not good at scoring points.
So
the Jets to win, and whatever that money line is,
So in Week 17,
the over under. No, it's under. Actually, it's the under because the Jets can't score either, but they'll score more.
Yeah, they'll score enough. So this is interesting. So this is 2020 at its finest.
Yep.
That's why we got to get the hell out. And because we were saying early on in the season and how you want to avoid the Jets at all times. How anytime they're in the game, you take the opposite. And now the Jets, hottest team in the NFL. And John, I feel that, man.
No, you have to take the Jets in this game, Mike, because what are the Patriots proving to you?
Yeah, exactly. And I would take Washington and Philly. Like, I would just take Washington, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so those are my picks, but I love your Packers pick. Except I'm going to go against it because I think the Bears are going to win.
Well, yeah, Trubisky, he's been playing up.
And Rodgers talked some shit.
He did.
He said he loves to beat the shit out of the Bears. On that McAfee show, which is tremendous.
Which is why I brought it up in a way because that fired me up. He was like, "Oh shit, he's about to throw like for 1 million touchdowns."
Right, but I think that's going to go against them in Chicago. Just this time. It never happens for them, but it's going to happen this time.
Dude, of all the dudes to talk, and he didn't even like say, I don't know. With most guys, that's bulletin board material. But
he's the MVP this year, but we'll have another conversation about that next week.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that Packers and Bears. That seems like such an interesting game to me.
It's gonna be awesome.
But I think you're right. Safest game, Jets pass. All right, we'll be out. And take it easy, John. I love you at John J Pat at ST_Katzer, and we'll talk to you guys soon. All right. All right, that was the recording blended together. We out. Peace.